Hey guys, doing some more questions for the gram today. Let's dive right in. Hi, Dr. Rish. I come to you seeking advice. I'm a single mom to my 1-year-old daughter, who I had out of wedlock. Her father is a married man. I knew this before I got with him, and I tried my best to stand my ground, but I guess he enjoyed the chase. Those married guys can be very persistent sometimes. We dated for 6 months until I got pregnant. His wife found out, and things just got upside down from there. I struggle and I'm in denial that I still love him, but I know he can never be the one. I do have bad emotional attachments, I'll admit that. I haven't been in too many relationships, but out of all of them, everyone just took. But with him, it was different. He treated me well, and I never had that before. I don't want to be bitter, but this situation has made me because he does the bare minimum for my beautiful daughter, and he hasn't taken accountability for breaking my heart. I knew he was a married man, and I knew he was coming after me. I just want to be at peace, and I want to find a way to heal, but it's hard. Wow, so that is, I love this question because it's very honest, it is very open, it is very real, and it gives us a few things to work through and address, right? I need to talk to you, I need to talk to him, I need to talk to the daughter, but first I need to talk to his lady, because there's gonna be a lot of women out there with husbands, a lot of women out there with men in their beds, a lot of women out there with men on their minds who see you as the enemy, right? If you ask most women in a relationship what's the thing they fear the most, cheating. And so you're the enemy. They're blaming you, the other woman, for taking their man. But here's the thing. No other woman can take your man if he is not out there trying to get taken. Let me say that one more time. Ain't no woman out there who can take your man if your dude is not out there trying to get took. The end. If you are handling your business at home, ladies, with men, your needs and your wants are being met. His needs and his wants are being met. There's no woman on the planet you got to worry about. Judge Toller told me one time, one of these seasons, something that was so brilliant. I heard her say it to another castmate. I'll never forget it. She's like, darling, you don't protect your relationship from the outside in, you protect it from the inside out, right? So this other woman ain't your problem. Your man is your problem. Your raggedy relationship is your problem. Work on that. Focus on that. Fix that and stop focusing on this woman or these types of women who are out there just living their life, right? She out there doing her thing. She is young and beautiful and carefree and independent and doing all those things and living her best life. And oh, by the way, that's the woman he thought you were when he married you, when he committed to you. Let me tell you something about men that most men are not going to tell you. Every man wants to marry a woman who he thinks will never change. Period. Point blank. The woman you were on the day he met is the woman he expects you to be. The woman you were on the day you get married is the woman he expects you to be forever and ever and ever. Amen. And if he tells you any different, he's lying to you. Because every time that life happens, right? People change, bodies change, things change, emotions change, wants and needs change. But every time that happens in his mind, in his man mind, now he's got to get to know this other person all over again and get to fall in love with this other person all over again. And for a lot of guys, that's a hard leap. So boom, done with that. Now, let's move on to you. And more importantly, your daughter, right? Because now you've got a young lady who's 1 year old, and it's not going to be long before she shows up and start asking the question, where's daddy? Where's daddy at? Why isn't he here? Why isn't he around? And you got about 30 seconds to answer that question properly before she fills in the blanks with what you're not saying, because kids internalize. So her thought process is going to be, well, if the one man who's supposed to love me more than anybody else doesn't, and he's showing me that he doesn't because he doesn't come around, then that must mean there's something not all the way right with me. Maybe I'm not pretty enough. Maybe I'm not smart enough. Maybe I'm not quick enough. Maybe I'm not strong enough. Maybe I'm not whatever enough for him to love me. And the longer that conversation goes on, it's only a matter of time before she gets to the conclusion that I'm unlovable. And this just must be how it is. We just, as women, must have to take what they'll give and be happy with that and keep it moving. So your job as mom is to have an adult conversation with her as soon as she's able to understand it and help her properly frame it and put it in perspective, right? Hey, darling, you know what? Your dad and I got together at a time where he had some previous commitments and some prior responsibilities. We both knew that heading into it, but sometimes adults don't make the right decisions. But it was the right decisions because of that, we got a beautiful you. And I love you and he loves you, even though he's not in a place where he can show that very consistently, if at all. It doesn't have anything to do with what you're not. It's got everything to do with what he feels like he needs to do to be over there and meeting his other responsibilities. So what we're going to do is we're not going to let that shade our life at all, and we're going to move forward and we're going to do the best we can for each other, right? And you're going to have to keep having that conversation. That is not a one-time conversation. That is an ongoing dialogue, right? Now, that's her. On to you. How do you heal from it? Well, what you're doing wrong now is you're giving him the power to heal you, right? I need him to say what he did was wrong, therefore release me from his grips. Not ever gonna happen. I need him to admit how much he hurt me in order for me to feel better and release me from this pain and I can move on. Never gonna happen. I need him to say he's not doing enough in our lives in order for me to feel better about where my life is and therefore release me from this prison of pain and move on. Never going to happen. You got to take the power back. You take the power back by understanding that you don't let this man live rent-free in your head every single month without paying you a dime. You release yourself. Hey, this is the situation. I was a grown woman. I went into it with my eyes open. I knew what could have happened, and I now know what didn't happen, right? So that's the bad news. But the good news is I got an amazingly beautiful daughter, and I can't wait to see how her life unfolds, right? And the other gift he gave you, right? So he gave you the gift of the daughter. The other gift he gave you, and you said it here in the question, you now know what you do want. Every subject is two subjects: the thing we want and the absence of the thing we want. Going into this, all you had known was guys who took from you and took from you and took from you and took from you, and now you know about guys who give. Now you know what it feels like to receive some of that love, some of that tenderness, some of that sweetness, some of that kindness. So he gave you that gift. So let's applaud him for that. Was he the best dude? No. Did he make the best decisions? No. He made the decisions he thought was best for his life at the time. That is independent of you. He gave you a couple of things. So let's applaud him for that. And in applauding him for that, in allowing for that, in being able to forgive him in some way for that, right? That is you setting yourself free. That is you giving yourself the space you need to move forward, to love you and to love your daughter wholly. Because the thing that's happening is that every time you look at her, you're seeing part of him. And every time you see part of him, you're feeling that sting, you're feeling that hurt, you're feeling that resentment, you're feeling that, and you feel it, but more importantly, your daughter feels it, right? She knows that when mom looks at me, I don't feel all the love I'm supposed to feel from this woman, and I wonder why. And again, she's a kid, so she's going to internalize it. Must be a problem with me. Must be something I'm doing. Maybe I'm bad. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I'm not smart enough, right? And so your job as mom, your only job as mom, is to stop that from happening and keep that connection clean. And you can't have that connection clean if you're still holding on to all this resentment from the things that this guy ain't doing. So you got to move past that. Done. That's how you set yourself free. I hope this makes sense. I hope this helps. You are the exact type of person who I love to work with because there's so many different things we can do, so many easy tricks I can teach you to help move you forward. You're the perfect person to do my take-home relationship boot camp because this is the kind of thing that you can work yourself through. So I hope this helps. I hope you guys are taking a look at that relationship boot camp. It's on my website, Dr. Ish Major. Go there, download it. These are the types of things that it's going to help you work through. And I love the question because it lets us talk about a million different things that are really cool and really important. I hope this makes sense. Kiss your little girl when you get home and see her today, and make sure that that little lady knows that she's loved. Most of us will do more for somebody else than we'll do for ourselves. So on the days where you feel like you can't get past the hurt, you can't get past him, you can't get over what he's not doing, over that resentment, you look at her and understand that you got to do it for her if you can't do it for you. Hope it makes sense. See you next time.